cannons there. He had those Templar, but they didn't have enough energy yet to storm. They didn't have storm researched either, probably. So he had to worry about a Hydra break. So he had to put up a lot of cannons. Now his natural expansion is going to be nice and secure for a while against anything that comes in. Jaedong just sending in an Overlord to scout to see what is there. Uh-oh, running with some Scourge as well. Is he going to go for the shuttle? No! Well, never mind. The Robo isn't even up yet. There's no shuttle to go for. But sending in, sacrificing several Scourge to take out 1 or 2 Corsairs. I guess he sent in the Overlord to spot those Corsairs so he could target and clone his Scourge. A little bit interesting he decided to do that with so many Corsairs and the cannons there. Storms is researched, obviously, by now. He's able to storm these lurkers. Jaedong trying to set up a lurker contain, but it's a little bit sort of later than you would expect, and so he's got a lot of storms in his, but he's using up a lot of storms here. He's used up 3 or 4 storms already to kill a couple lurkers, and it's really not terribly efficient to use 2 storms on a single lurker. The best situation is when you have observers and you can spend 1 storm and then spend a dragoon shot to kill off the rest of the lurker. Or if the Zerg makes the silly mistake, stupid mistake rather, of clumping up, well, maybe not that stupid depending on the situation, but makes the mistake of clumping up their lurkers in a ball so they can get stormed by multiple lurkers and get stormed with 1 storm. That's not good. Anyway, major siege going on here. Lots of lurkers getting planted all up in front in layers in front of Kal's base, and now Jaedong looks like he's expanding to the 9 o'clock position. He's going to use this chance to kind of keep Kal contained and use that time while Kal is contained to move around and take the map. But Kal is not completely contained. He has the air a little bit. Uh-oh. Only a few Corsairs, actually. It's less Corsairs than I expected. So, really not good. Oh, he's got a ton of Templar. Kal has a ton of Templar. He's trying to move out here, but it's hard for him to move out with the Scourge in the air. He can't just move out. And uh-oh, a couple DTs being loaded up. I don't know what else is in that shuttle. He's going to try and spot for it with Corsairs in order to move things out of the way so he can get the DTs out. I don't know if he's going to drop them on the island. Corsairs are coming in. I think he's going to see this. Yes, he sees the shuttle. If he has more Scourge, yes, the Scourge returning, going straight for the shuttle. He's going to intercept. 1 drops out. He's going to be able to get to land. Oh, he does get to land. Barely gets off that ridge onto land so he can get the DT in there. And I don't know if he knows the DT got out. He must know it's there. He must have been worried about it. Runs the drones out. Wow, nice little moving DT run there. Gets a few drones regardless. This other DT had to drop out beforehand and got out ahead of time. And man, he almost lost that shuttle with the DT inside it, so almost lost that opportunity for those 3 kills. That TT is now going to get surrounded, cornered. But yeah, Jaedong with some major map control here. He is just all on top of the Scourge. Has been owning these Corsairs, and oh, last Corsair goes down. I think that was his last Corsair. He's been losing them over and over again. In the meantime, Kal is kind of broken out of the front, but Jaedong has set up a huge, massive contain outside that bridge. Look at this. There's like a dozen lurkers set up, spread out, so he can't storm them and clumps it all. And he's going to try and move in here and contain the other side as well, sending in a mass of forces from behind. Kal, in the meantime, has broken his choke up to that bridge so he can get down to that 3rd base, which is what he's trying to use those zealots to secure that 3rd base so he can try and get a 3rd base going, which is what he's going to need against Jaedong's 4 bases. Probably soon to be 5 bases. Well, actually, I don't know if he needs 5 bases at this point. But nice storms going off. Very well done. Using the storms to hit both lurkers and hydras, I believe. I think there was a lurker underneath there. Uh-oh, he needs to watch out for his observers. Observer under fire. Oh! I think that the observers survived. Got out of range of the sight range of the overlords there. He's just going to try and keep this contained. Lots of hydralisks in play to keep this contained as well. But Kal has a large army ready to move out here. We're going to see some major battles here coming up. Look at this. Kal is setting up that 3rd base at the 6 o'clock location. He's got a squad of zealots down there to try and take care of it, while the ranged units try and hold off will try and break out of the containment here at the front. So it makes a lot of sense. And Kal has sent his zealots around the side. He sent them around the side. I don't know if he knows where the extra base is, but he's A-moving. No, he doesn't know where the extra base is. He's A-moving around the side to try and catch some forces off guard. A few Zerglings are going to catch those zealots. He's going to engage. I think he probably should have sent a couple zealots to keep going towards the enemy base. while the rest of them engage those Hydralisks so he could get some drone kills and be distracting. But look at this, he has broken down the side. Jaedong no longer has any kind of containment on him on that 6 o'clock location from the side of it, from the left side of it. Look at these Zealots just going crazy on these Zerglings and Hydras. They're finally going to run away. But Kal is now moving his entire army around the side. Huge contain is out of place to keep that army in there, and Kal is going to move his entire army around the bottom of the map. If he loses his observers in the field, though, it's going to be very difficult for him to reinforce observers. He only got 2 observers, I think, with that army. But if he comes around from the side, he could easily just destroy that contain as well. Or Jaedong could also counterattack. What is Jaedong? We're showing Jaedong's first-person view here at the bottom of the map. He's rallying a bunch of forces, getting a bunch of forces together. He's morphing more lurkers, getting his hive as well. Got tons of units. He's just going to try and keep tabs on the army and try and get a surround on it. He's going for a major flank here, attacking with lots of armies from different sides. Doesn't quite time the army from the south to get there at the same time, so they're just going to be reinforcements. But he is burning a lot of storm here. He's using up a lot of Kal Psi Storm. Kal very low on Psi Storm, but he still has a lot of high-powered Dragoons and Archons and a few Zealots there. But more army coming from the bottom. They get stormed. They were just lurkers, and they get stormed, and they are not going to be able to do very well against these Dragoons. Kal is just owning Jaedong's forces in the field now. Jaedong has had to lift his contain entirely. His entire contain was ruined because he let Kal get out around the bottom. He had to go for an attack against Kal in the open field, which was a nice maneuver, attacking from a few different sides, but it was a little bit badly timed, and so lost his entire army. So now we have Kal moving in here to try and take out Jaedong's 4th base, and if he takes out Jaedong's 4th base, he's going to have a huge lead. It's going to be pretty much the game if he can take this out. It looks like he is going to be able to take it out because half of his army is engaging in the middle field, but Jaedong does have a lot of forces. He doesn't have a ton of Psi Storm with this army anymore, so he could lose it. There's a Templar coming in to reinforce. Is he going to get some storms off? Single storm, maybe another. Oh, another storm as well. Goes off, and he is going to take out that 4th base. Jaedong is in huge trouble now. He is not being able to engage this army, although the Zerglings crack up. Actually, I don't know if they're crack upgraded yet. Doesn't look like they're crack upgraded yet. His hive has probably just finished morphing. But Jaedong has lost his 4th base, and Kal has complete control of the map. He's now pushing out here. Jaedong might have thought, given their history, that Kal was going to be an easy walk into the round of 8, but Kal is giving him a run for his money, and may in fact be taking his money, to follow that analogy. There the hive pops. The Defiler Man is going halfway completed, so he's going to have Defilers out before too long. But man, Kal is just owning, and Kal is probably thinking of taking a 4th base in the bottom left, it looks like. He might be setting up there, and Jaedong in the meantime has taken a replacement base at the 3 o'clock, but there's no way he can really defend it. Yeah, Kal is setting up another base in the bottom left, and there's no way that he can defend that right side base at all. There's just nothing he can really do. So Jaedong now, instead of having a contain, is setting up his lurkers in a kind of a line defensively. Lots of storms going off. Jaedong just trying to macro up at the same time, sending in forces, trying to dodge these Psi Storms, trying to kill the Templar. He's falling back to his lurker line, but he's just having so much trouble. He's fighting on the run here, and look at this. Kal just is just A-moving his forces into... No, actually no, he's falling back. Never mind. I saw him just click the openness there. Anyway, 3 observers are around 2. Jaedong is not doing a very good job of sniping those observers either to make that make the first contain and then the lurker defense work a little bit better. He's not been doing very well at that. He's good using these cracklings to good effect though. Nope, still not crack upgraded actually. Never mind. But he's using a lot of Zerglings, which are going to be very good against these Dragoons. And decent against the Templar as well. I mean, if the Templar are going to get Storm off, they're going to do a ton of damage but to these Zerglings. But they can get in close enough, they can at least make it so that the Storms hit the enemy units as well. Well, the Storms hit their own units, I guess. Storms hit the Pro-Size units as well as Zerg. But he's using, point being, he's using a lot of Zerglings, which means he's saving up gas. He is saving up gas. He's going to have some Defilers out. He may go for a massive push with... I haven't seen an Ultralisk Cavern, but he maybe think about that as well. He's obviously been devoted to ground units. He's got +2 Carapace, so if he gets some Ultralisks out, they're going to have +4 Carapace with the Carapace upgrade. A nice Storms going off on those Hydras. Wow, really owning those Hydras. Oh, man, so much Zerg blood on the ground. He does take out a few Dragoons, though, and really puts a sizable dent in Kal's army. Kal has just fighting with a skeleton force right now. Unfortunately, for Jaedong, the Protoss can fight with a small force and be pretty effective, especially if they have that, which is 5 Templar going out to reinforce his army. He can just do so much.